What's up, everybody? It's the Best Spot Kids Movement. I'm back with another video. Today, I want to talk about Black Myth Wukong Xbox versus PlayStation. We all know this game came out for the Xbox, for PlayStation first, and what many of us believe is a timed exclusive that they hid under an anniversary sort of reasons or tech reasons. They were notorious for saying, it's going to take years to port this over to the Series S, only to release it exactly 1 year later, with it performing relatively well on the Xbox Series S and X. Considering this game is a poorly optimized game, regardless, it's a poorly optimized game, but it is, for its standards, performing relatively well, considering they said they could not port this game over, right? So right now, the thing that's going on now is that between with the Digital Foundry findings, there's all these, I've watched a lot of graphics comparisons and stuff like that, but the one thing that's constant in this thing, and I'm finding that PlayStation guys, for some reason, they pick and choose what to highlight, what to prioritize, right? Wukong, Black Myth Wukong is finally out on Xbox Series X and S, and outright, it just performs better. The frame rate is more stable. They're not using frame generation, so the game doesn't look ultra blurry. It performs better at every metric. And for some strange reason, like when Digital Foundry and a few other people that are covering this game, they don't, it's like this is something that they for some reason don't want to admit. So they like gloss over it and just focus on, some graphical differences. So let's here. So they're trying to say they're pretty much looking at how, if you look at this, right? All right. So where it says PS5, right? You know how the game looks, dark, right? I said this on X, I'm getting heat for it. I prefer the way the Xbox Series X version look in performance mode because I feel like it's more visibility. I can see what the heck is going on. The other area, due to it's saying it's proper GI. So the PlayStation is supposed to be, it's more natural, it looks proper. The Xbox one does it because it's missing some GI features in the performance mode. This gets corrected in the quality mode, and I think, and I believe the balance mode. But when I look at it side by side, I'm like, I kind of like what I see on the Xbox side, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I mean, the game, what's the point? All right, the thing is, if a game looks good, right, I don't want to see pitch black. I'm supposed to observe what looks good if I can't see it. So, yeah, the PlayStation 5 version in performance mode might be more accurate, but the Xbox version looks better, in my opinion. We already know it's running at a higher resolution and at a proper, I want to say proper frame rate, but at better frame rates. So that's the thing that's going on now. So, but the thing is, all throughout the comparisons, bro, like I watched Digital Foundry, I watched that other dude that I think it's in Spanish, and there was this other YouTube video that I watched where it showed. Here's another one. Look at these differences, man. I get like the whole thing being, they want accuracy and whatnot, but you can't convince me that this darkness, right, is better. See, I can see what's going on. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not better than this. I don't care. I don't care how accurate it's supposed to be. That all that darkness is not better than actually seeing what's there. So I have a hard time believing that's bad. Now, even in this shot, the Xbox version looks better. So the thing is, now that they said this right there, because they're only choosing what they're saying versus what they're seeing. People believe, okay, so the Xbox, version is bad. Game Science was right. They couldn't bring it over to Xbox because of the feature set and whatnot. Bro, No, the game is poorly optimized. That's the truth. That's the facts. It is poorly optimized, or no matter which platform. But the game runs on Xbox Series X and S, and it runs relatively well in all its modes for across both Xbox Series. The Xbox Series X wins out in performance, wins out in resolution, right? PlayStation wins out in RTGI, which makes the game look extremely dark, in my opinion. But if I was to see this looks fine to me. Look at this, lock 60 FPS on Xbox. And PlayStation 5 version uses frame gen, which makes the game look extremely blurry upon movement. So this is these are all like cutscene shit, so none of this stuff actually matters, but this is actually, they shown the Xbox version, but the Xbox version runs a lot better than PlayStation in that scene anyway. So look at this. On the PlayStation side, that's frame gen. Look how blurry that looks. On the Xbox side, it is clear as day, it's smooth when you pan the camera. Look how blurry that is. That would give me a headache. That would give me a headache. In this section, the PlayStation side, I think, drops even down to 30s. On that side, on Xbox, it maintains the 60 FPS. So sometimes I don't buy into all this performance mode, these graphics comparisons. My bad, I got all these freaking ads because I'm watching a YouTube video, but I don't buy into these comparisons because my thing is, if they didn't say anything back in the old school days, back when Digital Foundry was just, producing these comparisons, they didn't always have voiceover or commentary. They did, they just showed you the image and showed you the graphs. Chances are, if this was that case, people would say Xbox version is better. But because the commentary as this unnecessary context that people are now willing to go blind to what they see. They'll go blind to what they see and only be like, well, he said the PlayStation 1 is better because it looks accurate. Not quite true. Look at this. I'd rather play the Xbox version. I didn't buy this game, by the way, because I don't like that they made us wait so they could sell a few PlayStation consoles a whole year. So I didn't buy this game. I don't plan on it. But if I was to, I have to get. I was gifted this game on PC. That's when there's a stream. I think I have a stream of this on, but I played the PC version. But if I was to have to choose between the two console versions, I would play on Xbox because I'm sorry, it seems like a better performing game. And to me, I think it looks better, in my opinion. But that's what I wanted to just, cover for a little bit. It's just that to talk about this and what the dialogue is online. If you're on an X and they're talking about Black Myth Wukong, they're telling you how horrible the Xbox version is, and it's actually not the truth. The Xbox version runs better. Both Series X and S runs better, and I believe they look better. PlayStation has better GI according to that, but that GI makes the game look extremely dark in some instances, and on Xbox they say it makes it look washed out in some instances. But in my opinion, only from the shots that he shared, the Xbox version came off better looking, in my opinion, because I can make out the detail, the stuff that's in the caves, the stuff that's in the dark areas. You can see it and it looks good. It looks good in the video game. In the PlayStation side, everything appeared super dark. And I'm like, well, I can't appreciate the game's graphics or visuals if everything is damn black, dark, and you can't see it. So the Xbox wins out on resolution, and it wins out on performance in all modes. Mind you, just to give you guys a heads up, right? When you play this game on balance mode on a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro, whatever, it's locked at 45 frames per second. I don't know how that works. 45, that's such an odd frame rate because it doesn't flow evenly to 120 hertz. It doesn't flow evenly on a 60 hertz. It doesn't. I can't imagine that being a pleasant experience. However, when the Xbox is balance mode, that stands in the 50s, essentially, which is perfect for VR and perfect for 120 hertz display. So yeah, Xbox wins out. But by watching this video, if you were to not if you were not to like to watch the video and just listen to the audio, you would think the PlayStation is the better version, even though he kind of sums it at the end that they're both poorly optimized. Like they do different things that isn't best for each platform. But at the end of the day, the Xbox version is actually the better, and they just for some reason refuse to say that definitively. PlayStation 5, 45 FPS. Xbox version in a balance mode. So this means this is just not locked at 60, but the balance mode is 45. On Xbox, it's 50 plus. So that's my opinion on this. You know, if you want to, debate that with your mama. Black Myth Wukong, they, delayed it a year, because they got that PlayStation bag, and only to release it a year later for it to look better and play better on the Xbox. So if you are interested in playing this game on a console, the Xbox is the better version. Even the Series S is punching with this game, surprisingly, which they said for years it couldn't run. The RAM, it's not enough RAM, but it runs relatively fine. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fast forward to the Series S version. Look at this. All these advertisements, Digital Foundry, you got a Patreon. You do not need advertisements, bro. But hurry up. Let's go. Let's get the perform. I don't care about the graphics. The game looks fine. All right. This is the Series S. Series S. Series S. Now, they do complain that there's a lot of screen tearing on the Series S version, but if you're playing on a VRR display or 120 hertz TV, you're going to be fine. That screen tearing is going to clean itself up. Yeah, Lumen is gone. It is what it is. But let's get back to the performance, bro. It performs well at 30. It performs well at 60, bro. Please. Like, I don't... That's... The point is proven. What RAM issue? What memory issue? That's why I can't buy in. There's too many politics into, like, video game commentary, to these comparisons. There's a bias. There's people, obviously interested in platform to the point where they could clearly see something is actually better and they won't tell you. And this has been going on for a little bit. This has been going on for a little while, where the Xbox will have clear victories in some areas or just overall, but they won't highlight it. There's another game, Metal Gear. You'll be pressed to find even Xbox coverage on Metal Gear Solid, the one that, PlayStation 5 Pro is the worst performing one. PS5 runs better than the PS5 Pro, but you won't find Xbox coverage. But when you play on Xbox, the Xbox is actually the better performing one. The game is poorly optimized again for a UE5 title. It still has, like, I guess what they call historical, like, glitches or performance hitches, that it just, no matter where you're playing, you can't get a locked FPS. You can't get higher than 60 FPS. But the ironic thing is actually better on the Xbox Series X, but you're not going to find a lot of videos there because Konami, for some reason, didn't want to give out Xbox codes, and the media ain't covering Xbox codes, and everybody that's doing a comparison, they're only comparing the PC and PlayStation, or PlayStation 5 to PlayStation 5 Pro, but in actuality, Xbox shits on them both. But that's my video of the day, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We are out of here. Peace.